Hello, in my speech today, I will be discussing whether standardized testing is something beneficial for the students or is it something that's not very good for the students. Standardized test is usually a very large scale test where students take the test on a specific day of the test, and all student or test takers take the same version of the test. Usually, the tests are then checked and on Scantrons, so by machines, and then the test. Some of the tests. Most of the test is multiple choice, and some of it is true or false, and some of it are short answers. A lot of people may agree with standardized tests, and they might think that it's a good thing, and it actually divides students, and it declares and tells students where they belong, or what college they can get into, or what best college or education medium they would fit into. But in my opinion, I would think that standardized tests are not very good for many reasons. One of the very first reason is that standardized tests don't usually measure creativity. It's a very diverse test where you don't really know what's on it. You learn how to study for it, how to answer the questions. You learn strategies on how what answer seems the best, but you don't actually have the material to study. And in high schools, which is the most of the teachers, they usually teach you how to answer the question, how to study for the test. And here we're talking mostly about the ACT and the SAT. ACT and the SAT, they're the most taken standardized tests, and they're most of the time they're taken in junior year, which is the 11th year in high school. Each student gets offered 3 free times, and then after that they would have to pay for every time they take the test. Usually, standardized tests are most of it is multiple choice, but you get some true or false and some short answers, which is mostly in the English section. Other disadvantages of the standardized test is that it has so much impact on your future. You're literally taking a test that can decide what college you can go to and how much money you will be paying, how much money you will owe, and how many loans you will take out. If you get a good score on it, you might get admitted to one of the best colleges of the country and get a full ride there. But if you don't do good on it, even all the 4 years, it might take away all the hard work that you put in high school just because you didn't do good on that test. Sure, you can take the test more than one time, but that doesn't really mean that it's a fair shot because you don't really know what to expect on there. You can't study for it because you don't. You can study for it. You can study the strategies as I said, but you don't really know what to expect on there. Another disadvantage is that since it has a great and huge impact on the test takers' future, mostly the students, students are willing to do a lot of things to do better on the test, such as cheating or taking drugs that might enhance your performance and score better on the test. And the same thing goes for the teachers. Teachers also get evaluated based on the based on how students do. If your students in your class are not doing very well compared to other teachers, that might say something that you're not teaching your students the right way or the right strategies. But which might lead for teachers to to cheat or do unlawful things in order to help the students to perform better. Another disadvantage is that it doesn't really measure creativity. It's a very it slims creativity because you only have one answer. One answer, whether it's multiple choice or short answers, there's a very slim medium where it decides what's true and what's false. You know what's true and you know what's false. Sometimes you can't think outside of the box. You have to think exactly that thing, that right answer, in order to get the points for that question, which can limit a lot of abilities of people because some people might be good at math, some people might be good at English, some people might be good at everything. So, what does it really measure how good you are at the thing? In my opinion, I don't think so. Another reason that I believe that standardized tests are not very good is that they're very stressful. You're waiting this whole year, you're studying for this test, you go in, there's security, you go in with a lot of students that you might not be familiar with, and you sit in a room, a very large room. There's a lot of teachers around you that are watching you to see whether you're cheating or not. Everything is timed specifically down to the second. It puts a lot of pressure on the students, honestly, especially when you have to do a plus. The tests are very long, even though they're divided into a few days, but the tests are very long, so the students might get tired. Myself, when I took it, from my experience, it wasn't very good because I got tired. The conditions in the room weren't very best. I found that the room was extra cold, maybe because I was extra nervous. Who knows? But so as I said, it's very stressful. A lot of people might think that it's a good thing because it puts you where you need to be put. And so, in other words, it puts you where you belong. It might sound harsh, but based on the score, you either go into a good college, you're paying more money, or you're paying less money. So, in conclusion, I believe that standardized tests are not very good, but everybody has their opinions. So, thank you for watching my speech, and I hope that you enjoyed it.